So you're looking at the Big Bear real estate market, and it feels like a bit of a puzzle, right? On one hand, prices seem to be holding steady, but then you hear that homes are taking a lot longer to sell. What's really going on up there in this amazing mountain community? Well, today, we're going to piece it all together.
If you're even thinking about making a move in Big Bear, you're probably getting whiplash from all the mixed signals. The sales numbers are telling you one thing, but the prices are saying something totally different. So our goal here is to dig into the latest data, listen to what the experts are predicting, and figure out what all of this really means for you.
First things first, it is absolutely crucial to understand that Big Bear isn't just one single market. Not at all. It's really this collection of awesome, unique little communities. You've got Big Bear City, Moonridge, Fawnskin, you name it. And each one has its own vibe, its own personality, and, as we're about to see, its own market dynamics. So what's happening in one spot doesn't necessarily tell the whole story.
Okay, so to get a really clear picture of where we are today, we got to jump in the time machine and quickly rewind. Let's compare the last 2 full years, 2024 versus 2025.
Let's start with 2024. In that year, the whole Big Bear area saw a total of 893 homes sold. Think of that as our baseline, a pretty solid year for activity.
Now, fast forward to 2025, that number dipped just a little bit, down to 853. A small drop, right? No big deal. But hold on, because that's not the whole story. The real surprise is what happened with prices.
And this is where things get really interesting. Even with fewer sales, prices basically didn't move. I mean, look at this. The median price went from $475,000 in 2024 to $470,000 in 2025. That is incredibly stable. It tells us that the underlying demand was still super strong enough to keep prices from falling even as the market was changing.
So while the numbers on sales and prices looked pretty similar, the feel of the market, it was totally different. In 2024, a typical home was sold in about 49 days. By 2025, that stretched out to 57 days. Now that might not sound like a lot, but it signals this subtle shift in power. It means buyers suddenly had a little more breathing room, They weren't feeling that same intense pressure to make a decision in 5 minutes.
So that's where we've been, but what about right now? What's the market like if you're trying to buy or sell today? Let's zoom in on the numbers from January of 2026. Okay, here's the deal as of right now. There are 484 active listings on the market. That's a pretty healthy number, which means buyers actually have some choices. The median list price is hanging right around that $500,000 mark. But look at the median days on market, 126 days. That is more than double what it was just 2 years ago. This confirms that the market has continued to cool, and that gives buyers a whole lot more leverage.
We've seen the past, we've looked at the present. But what about the road ahead? What can we expect for the rest of 2026? To figure that out, let's turn to some of the leading housing economists in the country and see what they're saying.
First up is Lawrence Yun, the chief economist over at the National Association of Realtors. And he's actually pretty optimistic. He's predicting a nearly 14% rebound in home sales across the country. He thinks this will happen because more homes will become available and hopefully mortgage rates will ease up, bringing a ton of buyers back into the game.
Danielle Hale from Realtor.com is right there with him, and she points to what could be the single biggest trend of the year. Affordability is getting better. And for anyone who's felt completely priced out of the market lately, that is seriously good news.
And just to put a number on how big a deal that is, Nadia Avangello at NAR gives us some powerful context. Get this. Just a 1 percentage point drop in mortgage rates could bring a staggering 5.5 million new households into the buying pool. That is a massive, massive potential shift in demand.
So when you pull all these expert predictions together, the story for 2026 really seems to be about rebalancing. The experts are all pointing towards a market with better affordability, more choices for buyers, much steadier price growth, think like 2 to 3%, and overall just a less frantic, less crazy environment for everybody.
Okay, we have looked at so much data, and we've heard from all the experts. But the big question is, what does any of this actually mean for you? Let's boil it all down into some clear, simple takeaways.
So what does this all mean? Well, if you're a buyer, the message is crystal clear. You've got more choices and way less pressure. You can actually take your time to find the home that is truly right for you. Now, if you're a seller, it is all about strategy. In this new balanced market, pricing your home smartly from day one is the absolute key to attracting those serious, qualified buyers. The big picture here is that we're moving toward a much healthier, more sustainable market for everyone involved.
The data shows that the Big Bear market is turning a new page. It's moving toward a state of balance.
So the only real question left is, what's your role going to be in this next chapter?